Hi guys, come join us for a day on the south and west sides of Kauai, where we go through some of the best places to stop on a day exploring this beautiful island. The first stop, which we really enjoyed here, is the McBryde and Allerton Garden, which is a National Tropical Botanical Garden on the south shore of Kauai near Poipu Beach. And to get into these gardens, you have to do a guided tour to enter. There are multiple options of tours on their website, so it is highly recommended to book ahead of time, check the website, and be flexible with the day of the week that you're going since they don't run every day. They even have a dinner tour option with live performances. That sounds pretty cool. You'll see here that the tour is a mix of driving on a minibus and walking because the gardens are so spread out over 80 acres. The entire tour took us about 3 hours total. At one point, we walked through a farmer's private land with his cows on it, as you can see here, to be able to access a beautiful waterfall to take pictures. And the tour guide educates you on the different exotic plants and gives a lot of history and funny stories about Kauai, as well as he helped us take some nice family photos while we were there and knew all the best shots to take. So we got some really cool pictures while we were there. The tour guide even here was cracking fresh macadamia nuts so that everybody could try them out, and they were really good. It was my first time having macadamia nuts like that. If you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, leave a comment. Let me know, have you been to any of these stops in Kauai, or are you planning to go? And is there any other stops that I missed in this area that you would recommend going to? They took us over to these famous trees in Allerton Garden, which is the Moreton Bay fig tree. And these trees actually had an appearance in Jurassic Park, and it is the scene where they discover the dinosaur egg. One tip is to make sure you bring closed-toed shoes on this tour, and make sure you are wearing sunscreen and bug spray. We drove out here through some beautiful views along the southern Kauai coastline, and then we headed out and drove over to our next stop, which is one of the most famous stops in Kauai called Spouting Horn. This is a blowhole on Kauai's south shore, and it shoots water up to 50 feet in the air, so it's really cool for photos and for videos. And the stop is quick and easy. You just need maybe 15 minutes or so. There's plenty of parking for your car. And from here, we headed west and drove about an hour to the Waimea Canyon State Park viewpoints, with the first stop here being at the Pu'u Hinahina lookout, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing all this wrong. And Waimea Canyon is known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and you can see why with these views. You could either do these viewpoints on the same day as the southern two stops like we did, or you can separate it out onto 2 days. Then we're at the Kalalau lookout in the Koke'e State Park, and this overlooks the beautiful Nepali coastline. All these lookouts are pretty easy to get to. They all have parking available nearby, and you just take an easy walk to the viewpoint. But one thing I would recommend is renting an SUV in Kauai, as these parking lots and many roads were very bumpy to drive on. It just would be easier if you had an SUV instead of a sedan. We did see some people getting stuck. In the Pu'u Kila lookout, this is not just a viewpoint, but also start of one of the trails in Waialeale. Not sure how to say that one. And this is one of the wettest spots on Earth. If you're going to do the actual hike, it is a very challenging hike, and it can be dangerous because of flash flooding, so please be careful. We only did the very beginning of the trail to get better views of the Nepali coastline from above. We didn't go all the way in. You'll see these signs on a bunch of the hikes for your shoes, because they want to prevent the spread of invasive species, so they want you to use it as you enter and exit the trail. For stop number 6, we headed back south and stopped at the Waimea Canyon lookout to get more views and last looks at the Waimea Canyon. Since this is one of the most popular, most beautiful sites in Kauai, I think everybody should go see it. Waimea Canyon stretches over 14 miles long and goes up to 3,600 feet deep, and it was created by the collapse of the volcano that actually formed the island of Kauai, and then later was eroded further with the Waimea River, and all the heavy rainfall in the area. The seventh and last stop for a beautiful day trip in Kauai is the Poipu Beach Park on the south shore of the island, and that's considered the sunny side of the island. It is one of the nicest beaches for swimming and for a beach day. We enjoyed some time before headed back to our hotel for the night after sunset. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and hope to see everybody soon for more Hawaii content. Thanks!